dealing with a lot of anxiety or sleepless nights. They have this fear, or they already know that they've lost out on an opportunity or lost something that's very precious to them. We have the Nine of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So they don't know how to handle this news, or they don't know what to do to prevent this, if there's anything that even would help. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day so far. Happy Saturday. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Let's start with the Pulp Tarot and see what else we have for you. Sun in the reverse, Five of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. Whoever this is, I do feel like perhaps you're getting insight into what's going on with this person because they've done you wrong. It's not necessarily a good pastime or a healthy way to spend your time to hope to hear that people are not doing well. But I do feel like you're going to get insight into whoever this Nine of Swords individual is. You're going to perhaps hear gossip or hear from them directly that they're struggling, that they're feeling like things are not working out for them, but it's the consequences of their own actions. So if they've been selfish, they may have been abandoned by friends and family. If they've been, unwilling to make good on their obligations or responsibilities, they may have lost their job. There's something here about this individual realizing, I may be getting in my own way. I probably need to grow up a little bit or change my behavior if I want to be in a more secure or happy situation. Hello, Bitchy what's going on? So we have another Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. I do feel like this is someone getting negative karma. Someone who has not treated others well is realizing that that might lead to people abandoning them or not being around because they weren't a good friend. They weren't a good partner. So we have this Moon card, and I feel like it's saying this individual has been rather secretive or has hidden their true motivations. They've held back or not really given what they could to situations, maybe even been a little bit self-absorbed or unwilling to consider other people's perspectives or needs. Hello, daughter of Saturn, how you doing? So we've got the World, which to me says there's things that are changing. There's a chapter ending where maybe they felt like they could kind of get away with being a bit self-absorbed or really not caring too much about how other people are doing. They may be seeing other people graduate or seeing other people improve their lives, and then realize they're still stuck in the same cycle of drama or disappointment. This loss is going to kind of solidify that for them. They're going to realize, maybe I'm making this difficult for myself in terms of how I treat other people and my lack of accountability. So this is the Situations deck. I'm not just going to delete that. I'm going to report you. All right, so we've got interview, talk, conversation, get on the same page, and poison. So I do feel like this is someone who's going to have a conversation with you and let you know what's been going on with this person's life. Again, it could be the person themselves telling you what they've been encountering or what they have lost. But I feel like probably the majority of you, it's going to be someone who tells you what's going on in the life of your former best friend or maybe an ex of yours. Sorry, it's just a little bit too dark in here. There we go. All right, what else do we have? So I would imagine you don't necessarily want to invite this person back into your energy because they do have a lot that they need to figure out. even write. Hello, Erkin. Hello, NA. How are you doing? NA is asking, what does reporting them do? Well, it was hate speech, so. All right, that's cool. I guess not. I guess that's still everybody's thing. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. We have a pretty awesome collective here. Did I say hello to Erkin? I think I did. Thank you, NA. I appreciate that. I think it's best to not be judgmental. But if you're going to judge someone, judge them on their character, right? So we've got negotiator, bargaining, begging. This is somebody who has lost their friends, lost perhaps people from their roster, and they're starting to notice they don't really have a lot of options around them, whether it's friends or booty calls at 1 in the morning. So they're getting a little bit desperate, and I feel like people are starting to notice that they've been changing, right? I'm doing well, thank you. What's up, High Priestess? Yeah, it happens. We've got roller coaster. This person has been having a lot of highs, but probably more so lows, and realizing that it's more difficult than they expected to get back to the more secure or happy existence because they've created a lot of chaos and drama around them. They didn't expect to be upset. They didn't expect to have consequences. They didn't expect that people would turn their back on them. All right, this is, we're gonna go with the Weird Cat Tarot. Hello, Autumn, how are you? Hello, Erin. Hello, Monica. What else do we have? Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess in the reverse, and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So someone's true colors have been exposed. There's a social community, it could be a workplace, could be a group of friends, but this group has soured on one person in particular. I would call them the moon. This is the High Priestess in the reverse energy, somebody who knows better or should know better, but they continue to act a bit immature, right? Oh, I wish the same for you, Monica. Hello, Ashley. How are you doing? Hello, Bleezy. What's happening? We have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Cups with the Three of Swords and the Four of Cups. Yeah, I think this is somebody from your past. You may have rejected them. You may have had an argument. They may have ghosted you. But I feel like they're going to potentially approach you, and you may be having a conversation with a friend or somebody who has been aware of the tea or has seen some sort of update on social media, and they might be letting you know this person doesn't seem to be having a lot of success. They may be feeling like they have to approach some people that they walked away from because they don't have a lot of choices right now. So it's a warning. This person's like, if they come back around, I would reject them because they're not doing very well. And they're probably going to cause drama for you. So we've had a lot of readings with friends that are negative influence, but lately there's been an uptick in good friends, and I love to see that for the collective. This is somebody who's looking out for you, letting you know that this person from your past is probably going to come back around because they're having a tough go of it, and they may need somebody to kind of, boost their ego a little bit. So this friend of yours is saying, I think you know, and I know that if this person were to come back around, they would not have learned their lessons. They're still dealing with the same kind of energy or repeating those same patterns. So this friend is saying, I know you've healed from that, right? You're not gonna let that person back in, are you? Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So I do feel like this is a good conversation to have because they're helping you to kind of reinforce those boundaries or remind you why you walked away or why you needed space from that person to begin with. We have the Page of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this conversation with your friend helps you to solidify that what you're really looking for is new energy. If this person gets their act together, you know, maybe we could talk at that point. But if you're repeating the same things, if you're not willing to hold yourself accountable, then I don't really feel like repeating that same thing from the past or giving you a chance when I've already rejected you. All right, let's go with the Fairy Lenormand. What else do we have? Hello, Linda. Hello, Savage. I hope that changes for you soon. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Tandy. How are we doing? What else do we have? We have the Hearts, number 24. And we have the Clover, which is number 2. I feel like this is saying there is positive, like there's an abundant energy around you. This person from your past, they have the potential to kind of upset the apple cart. So your friend and probably your intuition is encouraging you to make sure that you're selective and make sure that the love that you accept for yourself is love that is worthy of what you have to offer, because this person from your past seems to have already proven they don't really have the best of intentions or the ability to be reliable or compassionate, things that you deserve. So I do feel like whoever this reading is for, you decide to keep this person blocked. You decide to keep this person off the list of approved callers or texters. You're not interested in revisiting old love, not with them. Maybe with someone else, but not with them. So they're trying to figure out what they could potentially do, what actions they would have to take to prove to you that they are worthy of a second chance. But I think you see through their illusions. You're not going to be easily fooled. This is the Earth and Bones Oracle. Hey Life, if you'd like to be a part of the collective or communicate in the live chat, I would ask that you not use scripture to judge people. Pretty sure that same scripture asks you not to judge people, right? We have Burrow, number 25, exhaustion, lack of energy, questioning motivations, and realignment. And Migration, number 15, initiate, beginnings, freedom, adventure, and first step. I think this is your first step towards a better life, a better love situation. You've got a better percentage of like positive energy around you. So perhaps you've been working on cleansing, perhaps you've been trying to make sure that whatever you're spending your time investing in or whoever you're investing in, it's a good choice. So you're starting new things, you're interested in new opportunities, you're approaching life with an open mind, and things are improving for you. That's why the Four of Wands came out. And this person who's not doing well, they see that you're doing well and they want to be a part of that because they can't seem to get their own situation where they want it to be. So in some way, they kind of want to like follow you and learn from you, be a little bit of an apprentice, because maybe they can kind of find a cheater way to do what you've accomplished. What they don't seem to realize is that there's no way to like trick the Wheel of Fortune. If they have negative karma, if they have bad karma, then that's something they're going to have to process. If they want to ignore what they are being called to address, then they're not going to be able to get the abundance that is meant for you. Thank you, Bashir. I appreciate that. Hello, Vincent. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Regina. Hello, Grant. How you doing? So this is the Gilded Reverie, and we've got the Labyrinth, the Star, and another man. So do you remember from the Fairy Lenormand we had this dude? So we have another one. I feel like this is about stability. Somebody standing up for what they want is not just applying to the person from the past who feels like they can create an illusion. It's also about whoever I'm reading for. So you can see what you really want and that they aren't it. and you don't want to be distracted by short-term gratification or short-term options because you're looking for something that is more substantive, something that is real. Otherwise, there's more important things for you to be doing, right? All right, let's see what else we've got for you. So this person may be going through a strange situation in their life where they're being called to go through a dark night of the soul, but they're resisting it. They don't really want to learn those lessons. They don't want to go through that disruption. They feel like it's too much work, whereas you actually have, and you have this good news coming in for you, which is contrasted by what they're hearing. So they may be kind of drawn to you like a moth to light, just feeling like maybe if they're close to you, some of the good luck that you have will help them out, but it's meant to be your good luck. And this person is still dealing with struggles pertaining to how they express their love. This is someone who feels more comfortable expressing physical affection versus emotional, and they see what you have, they want what you have, but they're not going to contribute to it. If they want to be in your sphere, the requirement by the universe is that they contribute or that they be like a positive influence. Otherwise, they're going to, I don't know, be a fly in the ointment. Hello, Voyager. How you doing? Hello, Lion. What's up? Hello, is it Shinshin? How you doing? This is called The Truth Is. We've got guarded. Closed heart is holding your relationships back. I feel like this is for the person that has been avoiding the ego death, the person you're being warned about. They may be missing out on a relationship that they could have had a lot of valuable learning experience, but also understand more about love. But because they were closed off to the opportunity, they're losing you. But I do feel like that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is speaking to more areas than just their love life. This is someone who has other consequences. They could be facing legal problems. They could be facing financial problems. They could just be feeling like they don't have any friends or family around them to support them. But these things, they can pretty much all be tracked back to decisions that they made that they knew at the time that they probably should not have made. But they did it anyway. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? Just don't say shenanigans, okay? What else do we have? Hey, what's that place that... How do they describe it? Dang it. Matt, do you know? Tell me if you do. Hello, John. How are you doing? We have the Lovers and the Moon. So there's a choice and someone's trying to make it seem to you like the other direction is the right direction. Namely, this person from your past is hoping, the Moon, they're hoping to kind of press you a little bit and influence your perception of them so that you allow them a second chance. I don't see that this person's worthy of a second chance because they have not been working on themselves and they are still mostly just like self-absorbed. I don't know that they want to contribute to somebody else or be a part of a partnership so much as have that like external validation from someone wanting them. And with Justice being here, I do feel like your gut is telling you, and probably your friend, right, is telling you it's a good idea to not re-engage with this person, to let this past person stay in the past. It happens. We've got the Hermit in the reverse, the Queen of Swords, and the Three of Swords. I do feel like for some of you, you may feel a little bit guilty, like there's still a part of you that wants to see this person doing well, but you aren't willing to sacrifice your own happiness in order to facilitate that. So the Queen of Swords is about boundaries. Whether or not you're a woman, this is saying that you're implementing or you're maintaining those boundaries. You're not interested in a second chance for someone who hasn't made any effort to resolve what caused the problems in the first place. That's why they're coming out as the Hermit in the reverse. And the Three of Swords is just a little warning that they're going to probably have a bit of an unrealistic or like overreaction, right? I don't know if I told you this is the Santa Muerte deck. Hello, Manuel. If you'd like to make some respectful comments, you're welcome back in about 5 minutes. Hello, Cashew. How are you doing? Steve, would you like to clarify for me what you mean? Hello, Aqua Beauty. How you doing? We've got the Page of Swords and the Hanged Man. Yeah, they're hoping that you're going to be a little bit more torn or a little bit indecisive. They're hoping that they can phrase things in a way that make it difficult for you to say no. They may try to play a victim. They may love bomb you. They may try to remind you of particular memories. But I don't know if there's really an approach that would work with you, because you seem to be pretty decided that this is not somebody that you should reconnect with. All right, Steve. Hello, Martin. How are you doing? Linda, I tend to avoid questions about health. This is the Nine of Pentacles. This is saying your intuition is too strong. You're not going to ignore it. You're not going to push it aside. You know that it's right when it tells you that if you connect with this person again, they're going to make the same mistakes. It's not necessarily if so much as when, and you don't really want to waste more time with this. So the decision has been made or is about to be made, and it's rooted in your understanding of your value. You know that you deserve to be respected. You know that you deserve to be loved. You know that you deserve someone who can communicate in a direct or honest way, right? And that person, they haven't done it. They came out as the moon. That's about secrecy. Moving in the darkness. Not wanting anybody to know what they're really doing or what they really want. But they want you to make them feel better about how their life has been going, at the risk of your life taking a little bit of a detour and not continuing the upward trajectory that it's been on. So don't let them hold you back. All right, let's get, we're gonna get a few from the Untold Messages of the Heart. For those of you that are curious about what this person is going to try to say, but you don't really want to respond to the message or answer the phone call, this might be helpful for that. Oh, I hope that changes for you soon, Linda. We've got, I want to get away from the burdens I have to deal with, but I'm stuck right now. So they do have some issues in their life. It makes them feel like they don't have choices, makes them feel like they don't have what they feel entitled to. Yeah, here we go. Secrets. I told you they're the moon, right? I hid something from you and I'm afraid to tell you about it. So if they come back around and they're trying to get back into your life and you actually talk to them, and they don't confess a secret, that right there is already confirmation for you. They're not really serious, because if they want to start things right, they know that they have to tell you about this, but they're afraid to. Did I say hello to Monica? I think I did. All right, so we've got, sorry. Please accept my apology so that we can move past this. See, the problem is, I feel like if you do get an apology from this person, if you do talk to them, their apology is going to be kind of like, that's it. This isn't about you. I'm working through a personal issue. They're going to try to say that extenuating circumstances or situational things made it impossible for them to do right by you. But the things that they want to use to justify their behavior fall short of that. They still could have done more, or they still could have been honest. I've been in my head about you constantly, but they're struggling to feel like they can actually walk away from this. And if they've got any hope that you might actually let them have a second chance, they want to go for it. Big happy changes are coming when you least expect it. I don't think this is pertaining to the person from your past. I think this is saying you've got amazing things coming to you. You've got abundance in your path, and you don't necessarily want to share that with this person. Maybe that sounds greedy, but this is someone who, they're like a sponge. They take, don't give back a lot. Hello, Sonic. Oh, I'm gonna remove that. You're welcome to be more like, I don't know, mature. My videos aren't for kids, so. That's fair, Shane. I think that's, I mean, kind of what I've been getting at here. I think most of you would do best to just leave this person blocked or not engage, because they're going to try to lie to you pretty much from the get-go, right? Hello, Whispers. How are you doing? Let's see. We're going to go with Marseille. I mess it up every time, you guys. The Marseille Cat Tarot. What else? I'm sorry she called you that. Or did she, or you think she thought that? Whew, yeah, you deserve better than that. So we have the Sun and Justice. I know what your game is. I know you are just love bombing, or I know you're gaslighting. I'm too wise for this, or I'm too old for this, right? They can't fool you. If you do give this person an opportunity to talk to you, I think they realize within a few minutes that they are out of their depths, that they are not able to compete with you, that you're smarter than them or more intuitive, right? So as much as they feel like they're pretty adept at manipulating people, they're going to find that it's that much more difficult to mess with you. So we have the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, I think this is pretty clear that if this reading is for you, you're really not interested in talking to this person. I think they're going to get frustrated. I think they're going to freak out. I think they might take their anger out on somebody else. I think they might even lash out at you if you ignore them. Don't let it get to you. This is where they're starting to realize that they might have to actually deal with their problems themselves, or that they might actually have to work on their healing. We have the Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, there's something else here that's happening for you. Those big happy changes, offers coming to you, abundance coming to you, your health improving, your money improving. There's too much good stuff in your life to dedicate any of it to somebody who's stuck in the same pattern. Hello, Ramses. How are you doing? Hello, Jenny. How are you doing? So we have the Four of Swords. Nope. Yeah, Four of Swords in the reverse. Sometimes you just get a little bit too grown up, or you heal a little bit too much to really be able to put up with anybody's crap, right? So I think the best thing is to, you know, appreciate this friend who's giving you good advice and offering you a little bit of validation on what your intuition is already telling you about this person, right? What do we want? Actually, yeah. This is the Spiritual AF deck. If I can get all of the cards. Hold, please. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, I mean, we want to wish healing on all of them, right? I know a lot of unkind people who are in relationships, But if we work on ourselves and just wish people well, then we can get where we want to be. Stay away from people who make you feel like you're hard to love. I would say this person qualifies as such. The universe is your sugar daddy. This is about that abundance that's coming to you. For some of you, if you decide to reconnect with this person from your past, you may delay or lose some of that abundance, but your focus on what is good and heading in the right direction for you will help you to make sure that you maximize that abundance. Guess who ain't got explain ish to nobody? You. This person might lose their temper on you and call you all sorts of names if they reach out to you and they feel like they're being super sweet and you don't respond. But guess what? You don't owe them anything. Like, they can get mad all day. They might be hoping that you still have that compassion or that unconditional love where they can kind of like bully you into doing what they expect from you. That ain't love. You're saying it all wrong. You know? Hello, oceans. How are you doing? They tend to. We've got no equals a full sentence. Funny how that's related to the you don't have to explain anything. You don't have to tell them. You don't even have to say no. You can just like not respond. The world doesn't owe you anything. I feel like that's for your person from the past because they feel entitled to a second chance. As if you don't have free will. Like they're not in control. We've got meditation, aka shutting the F up for a few minutes. This might be really helpful for you if you do get some sort of angry response or name calling from this person. Oh, I hope that continues to work out for you, Shane. Hello, Angel. Hello, Lenore. I love that name. If you're, I don't know if you're a fan of Edgar Allan Poe, but I do have a second channel where I just read from books. And Edgar Allan Poe is my favorite. So there's, I'm trying to remember which ones I posted. But the second channel is in my description box. It's Curious Carmen ASMR if you're interested. All right, so we've got call BS on your BS. This is what your person from the past needs to do. They want to blame other people. They want to get angry at you for not accepting their disrespectful behavior. Even if they were fully healed and everything was perfect, you don't owe them a second chance. It's your choice, right? All right, I think I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hello, Jason. How are you doing? Hello, Grindhard. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for hyping if you're able to do that. And I will see you on the next reading.